Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Good Servant Show. Praise Jesus. We are here to worship Him and lift up His name. And I think we can do that. Man, I'm so happy. Of course, I have, slight stomach ache that I'm concerned about. But other than that, life is good. Life is very good. When you really add everything together from beginning to end, we're not even at the good part yet. It is going to be phenomenal. The idea of being incorruptible, being glorified, being with Him. Man, that sounds good. Sounds good. And it's not so bad right at this moment either. It's just the world is wacky, and I think we can deal with it. I think the issue is sometimes is how we deal with each other. You know what I mean? Like we expect the world to be messed up. But when you start uncovering like all these lies and all this stuff, right? And you go down a lot of rabbit holes, then you start wanting to go down other rabbit holes that just aren't there. And sometimes we could be hard on each other. And it's not supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be like that. The whole idea of having God define everything for you is to just let Him do that. I don't have any opinions about anything. I just I believe in the Bible, everything the way it's written, and I lean on the way God understands it, and I right, rabbit holes that don't exist. Right. Some people go down rabbit holes that are just small little gopher holes, like there's no rabbits in there, forget it. Just forget it. Because it like there is like that like that that urge, right? That pull to keep digging when you found the truth. It's like, okay, now that I got the truth, I want to try to, check to see if that's even, you know what I mean? You're like I want to check everything and cut pieces of it off, and you're like, wow, man, like you can't, once you have decided that the Bible is the Word of God, then to chop it up and say, well, this book is real and that book is not real, and these 5 sentences here are real, but the 2 over there are not real. That, I mean, that's just crazy, It's just it's crazy. So I know I see the temptation to one of the things that's been going around that's popular to try to do is to somehow disqualify Paul, right, from the Bible as like some kind of phony apostle or something like that. Now, I I don't agree with that. You know, I think Paul is necessary in the New Testament because when Jesus was picking you know disciples, he was just picking regular people like us, right? Like fishermen or tax collectors, regular people. And the Pharisees were the educated ones, the ones that went to these finishing schools to learn all these, read and write and all this kind of stuff, right? All these higher level areas to read and write. And so Paul, right, it was necessary because he wrote like a good portion of the New Testament. He was the only one that really could do it. Of course, anybody can write being inspired, right? Nobody's saying that, but it's just something to consider, right? Like he was needed. His testimony was needed. Being being able to go from as bad as he was to good, right? The power of God's grace could do that. And it was important because of, that Paul knew the Bible back and forth, and it was important because of, the way he was. This now to say he's, yeah, exactly, Deb, exactly. I think for a lot of us, we feel like we're Saul to Paul, you know, and I think that's important, I think that's important to have that, Rob says God gave us his words in his scriptures. Why would he put rabbit holes for us to, right, right. Yeah, like here's the thing, right? Like I get it, rabbit holes, and I get it. There's things that don't look right or this or that, but God is not the author of confusion, Like if there's a simple answer and a non-simple answer, it's probably the simple one. And people just can't accept that sometimes. They want things to be complicated or some kind of weird puzzle that only the best people can get, like I don't I even just saying best people makes me cringe, right? But there are people that think that there are people that are better than other people, and that somehow there's people that don't deserve grace, and that's absurd, right? I don't care, there. Look, there's a lot of people on earth that are very deceived, very uh just possibly lost forever. But I think that um there should be always a chance for anybody. I think that at any point, no matter how good or bad you are to the by earthly standards, there should be a chance um to be fully redeemed. And my opinion doesn't mean anything, but that's how awesome God's grace is that it's so big, right? And it's so much grace. It's so powerful that it's going to spread to some pretty bad people, man. There's people that have done some bad things that are gonna be redeemed. It's time to get used to that, and I don't have an opinion about that. That's up to God. This is what I do have an opinion about, right? I believe that God is fair. I believe that whatever God decides for everybody is good with me. But part of that is we got to accept and understand what's going on. I mean, I don't want to be the guy that's in denial as the world falls apart. I don't want that. I want to be sharp and know what's happening so that I could help other people. And if there's anybody that should know what's going on, it should be us. We should be able to see this stuff a mile away. And I think only our belief in these delusions, right, is keeping us from being sharp. It's pretty simple, that the world is the narrative, at least, right, is lies stacked on top of other lies, because the devil can't tell the truth. None of it's true. So this whole idea that there's something to be saved from it, like, oh no, but this part is real and those people are telling the truth, or no, it's a mind game. It's not real. We got to understand that at some point you got to know, like, wow, there is nothing in this thing for me. And I just I don't know. I don't know. Hey, crime, how you doing? Where is everybody? I don't know. 9 or 10. That's pretty good for this kind of show for in the middle of the week and at night. The people that are here in the day aren't here. I think 1984 hate crime is Mark. It sounds like he's like Mark or something like that. But I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know about whose whose stock account is what. But like, just think about, like, yeah, they're all having dinner. Yeah, right, Lariva, exactly. Like, it was great being able to talk to you today. And I was able to talk to Tiffany for a little bit today, and that was good. So at least I got to hear from her a little bit, and I was getting a little concerned about her. I haven't heard from her in a while. But I mean, so has anybody seen exactly quantity? Not yeah, quantity is not quality, right? um, I'm trying to think now what I was gonna say. What was I gonna? Oh yeah, has anybody seen Anti Venom around? I've been thinking about her a little bit. I sent her an email about a month ago and nothing, so I'm gonna try again. Sometimes I start thinking about, like, who haven't I seen in a while, and I hope they moved on to better things. But I it's tough now. It's tough to know what's good. Like, I mean, we're getting split in ways that are just so you know, it's not your typical good and bad, right? It's more or less willing and unwilling, right? I don't know. There's some people willing to go further than others. I don't know. Oh yeah. Also, I sent her like a video like 3 weeks ago. I should send her another message. I should send her another message. She's fine. Like, I think she's okay. She posted a couple of videos on her channel that I saw that were pretty decent. One was about the King James Bible. I know she's alive. I just maybe I should check on her again. Hey Hannah, how are you doing? Hello. So I heart one, chasm one. Okay, hello. And yeah. So man, this is now we're cooking, huh? And like it's like I just need to like keep checking on people, you know? I guess I know that Jake has got his job and Stephanie's on taking a little break from us from here. Not from us. I shouldn't say that. She's been helping me every day with other stuff. But sometimes I mean this could be a grind sometimes. And like what's weird is like if you're say I have a show that's not good, I get hated on. And if I have a show that is really good, I get hated on even more than if it was bad. And so I don't know, man. You know, like it's just a grind. Like there you're never gonna get like full, like you're not gonna if you're hoping to get some kind of you know extra love or admiration, you're not gonna get that. Forget it. And so uh you know, I know that, and you know, Stephanie's in reality too, so it could be a drag, but I'll be here every day for sure. Um, yeah, I want to get some of you guys up here that haven't been up here. I would love to get Hannah up here or Deb. That'd be good. So my son said something to me today that got me thinking a little bit, right? Because it took a lot of pulling strings and getting things ready for him to move in here. You know, especially as fast as we're doing it. But um, he messaged me like I didn't get a chance to find out what he meant, but he said, "I'm excited about living with you for a month." Like he put a cap on it, like it's not gonna be like that. It's only gonna be for a month. And so I don't know, you know, that kid changes his mind like you know, I don't know. Sometimes when you're a kid, man, you're like make up your mind, kiddo. What do you want to do? Like, you know. But I'm just grateful that he's coming at all. So I'm just gonna celebrate every day that I'm with him. That you know, and enjoy that, and you know, hopefully that's good for him. You know. Yeah, I would love to hear Deb too on the show. I think that'd be good. Because sometimes we'll be, hey Alex, what's up, buddy? Because sometimes we'll be talking and like we'll have like an hour conversation that was all good, and this happens with other people too, a couple other people, and then it's like they'll want me to like, oh yeah, this would have been a good show, like you should do this, and I'm like, so you want me to recreate this conversation with somebody else up on like you need to come on the show if you want a show to be like this, you know. And I think that it's like that with everybody. I would never run out of things to say to some of you, just never. It's always gonna, it's hanging up is always gonna feel abrupt because there's more to say, you know. You know, I don't know how that works, you know. But have you ever been like you're talking to somebody and then like one thing they say like inspires 40 more thoughts that, you know, it hasn't improved much, no? Oh, okay, okay. Well, I'm sorry that it hasn't improved that much, but at least we're hanging on to the we're hanging on to the quality that it was before, you know. So praise God, right? Praise God for hanging on to that original quality, right? Um, Yeah, all the time, right, Lariva? It's like, no, that's not Mark, and if not that kind of comment. No way. Mark, I don't think Mark speaks different than that. And so Michael says, I need to find a good slot to call you. Oh yeah, exactly. Just timing is everything, right? Like if I could fit everybody, it's almost better when I'm full, the schedule's full, and I just make well, you're right. Hey, you're right about that. Hate crime. Less shows would improve like attendance and would improve views and all that. But like it I had to make it not about that, right? Because the second show is really for like a different time zone, right? A different, and plus there's a different type of person, right? There's like the night evening person, and then there's people that are morning people, and it's a completely different type of vibe, you know. And so to fit somebody, for, it's more of an evening show person into the morning is, you're not getting them at their peak, beautiful, authentic self, right? No, I want you to stay. Why? Don't leave, man. Don't leave. Yeah, no, stay. I appreciate your input, Yeah, absolutely. See how what Debbie's saying? Absolutely. We need that. Look, if every show was just, you know, 7 or 8 people that agree with me all day long, then that's not a show. That's an echo chamber. And so when there's people that disagree, then okay, then there's room for changing. Faith, what's up, Faith? Oh, okay. So now that you're both here, can you see Alex? Scroll up or down or whatever, and I'll go click on one of his things. Hold on. If you can see Alex, that would be great. Then I can work on everything else. Okay, I clicked on his thing. See the comment up there? Here, I should put my banner up there. Put a banner up there. Maybe I'll put that up there too. Or this one's better. Yeah. Um, so yeah, let me know if you can see that, see his comments, because I need to find out what's going on with that. It's weird how some of you can't see each other, but the other one could see you and sees. I think it's because you can see his comment on my screen, but not in the chat. That's interesting. Let me see if I can do something else real quick. Sorry, guys. This has been kind of an ongoing thing. I'm trying to figure out, like, I think YouTube is keeping. Okay, so if I star it, does it do anything? Did it do anything when I start his message? Or is that only for myself that I see the star on it? Because it goes into like a thing where there's like notes or something. Okay, you can't see Faith now. And neither of you blocked each other? See, this is crazy. Oh, we're being messed with online. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Yeah, Lariva, of course. Of course. It is just it's insane. Yeah, they're both in live chat. Yeah, it's just unbelievable. So when you had wrenches, could you see each other? Yeah, I know. It's crazy, Faith. Yeah, I'll have to figure it out. I think I'm gonna reset everything, and then figure it out from there. Maybe that'll help. But man, that's just disappointing. Cause yeah, it's just. Has that ever happened to you in any other way? I know Deb says it's happened to her. I mean, why does YouTube? I know why, because the devil runs the world, right? That's why we're getting messed with. Yeah. Well, I mean, um, I'll call you iHeart, right? iHeart One. Um, I pray about everything, and so whatever God wants me to do, I'll do it. And sometimes that's not always, the same every time. It's sometimes it's different. Oh, it's not just on my channel it's doing that? Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it happened in other chats. That's crazy. Oh, Sneon, it's never happened to Alex before. Unreal. Unreal. That bothers me. Because I want you guys to be able to see each other, you know? Hmm. I'll figure it out. I'm still messing with some things. Maybe I'll try being on channel 2 and see if that does it. Um I think I need to have some days where I'm on channel 2 just to get people to subscribe to it. And being live on 2, I think is it'd probably be better to be live on that channel so for in case of strikes, right? I don't know. I had to put the other show that we just had on private because of I wasn't quite sure if there was any kind of like medical advice in it yet. I think we're okay with it, but I wasn't going to take a chance. But if somebody wants to see this morning show, I'll probably make it public again. So it's the account Faith is using. Oh, okay, I see. Probably because you made a new account and it's accidentally something happened. Who knows, right? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, switch it to the other one. Is this the one that you're using though as your main channel now, Faith? Hmm. So yeah, there's a lot I want to talk about. Hey, is Michael still in the chat? I'd like to talk to Michael really quick on up here. Let me message him. Let me message Michael and see if he'll come on. Let's see here. I'll make a link too because I wanted to talk to him about his conversation with Pig Slapper. See how that went because it went like an hour and a half, and so I think that's good. I mean that to me that shows a lot of patience. So I'm glad that you were able to do that for him. I think it's necessary. We all got to be there for each other at some point. No matter how hard or easy things are, we got to do it. And just love people through what they're going through, right? Yeah, so maybe this one will be your main channel then, Faith. Maybe it's like some kind of sign, right? That this is the one that'll grow, that gets recommended everywhere. Because I had a friend, right? He had like 600 subscribers, and he jumped fast. He had one video that it was just like a 2 minute video about like, Fauci or something like that. And it went viral. Like this little 2 minute video about just, it wasn't even like, it was just off the news. And I don't know, it got like 50,000 views or like like right off the bat. And he went from like okay, yeah, we won't have to discuss that, we could talk about something else. I was just gonna talk about the talk itself. But yeah, we could talk about something else. But yeah, so like this guy's video went viral, just a regular 2 minute video, and his subscribers doubled. Uh, just oh, you have fuego and you have fire insurance. Nice, nice, nice. So it's up to you, man. I don't care. That's so funny, Alex. So like I don't know, man. There's like so many things like to study, and there's so many things to try to uncover, and there's so God is working. I mean, you could see God everywhere. There's so much confirmation now that is as hard as some things are. I think that the amount of confirmation we get about the Bible being true and like is, I mean, this is a good time to be a Christian if you wanted, reasons to believe it, because there's tons of them now. And so here, let me welcome Michael to the show. Hello, Michael. Welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Like, so I wanted to talk about, you know, Acts, right? I wanted to talk about the book of Acts. And I think that, like, it kind of coincided with that conversation, but I'll just take that part out of it. And, like, I want to say that, like, there's definitely places, right? I don't even know how to word it. I don't even know how to word it. There's places where people can find discrepancy where there is no discrepancy, like where two things can be true, right? At the same time. So one example is like when when Paul's talking about salvation being by faith and grace, right? And uh, belief in Jesus' sacrifice, no works, right? And
Yeah,
then you'll read somewhere else where it'll say, Jesus will say, if you love me, you will um, do my commandments. And so both of those things are true, right? Like
yeah,
salvation is by grace. And if you love God, you'll do his commandments, right? And so,
yeah.
but people want to put that together and say, oh, look, it's an anomaly. It's a contradiction.
No, it's not a contradiction. I mean that's like taking the words like take the cross for instance. Like he died on the cross, and then in Acts says he was hanging on a tree. Like they refer to the cross as the tree, but it's like the same thing, you know, just different wording.
Yeah, I agree with that. And so I think this, right? Uh, if you're the Bible's, I think I think the Bible is in in such a way where if you want to find contradiction and you want to find anomalies and problems, you'll be able to find what you're looking for. But if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
But
Yeah,
if you want to
you end up.
find right. But if you want to
Yeah,
find the truth and say, okay, well, hey, these two things sound kind of weird. Let me see how they're true or not. If you assume the truth that they're true and look at it in a couple of ways, uh, eventually you see that they both are true. You know, and
yeah,
it
it is.
only the Bible is like that for me. You know.
Yeah. What's more important is the message and not like taking like one word and saying like going deep into that word and stuff like that. Like it's the message as a whole, you know?
Yeah, I think that the temptation is, you know, part of the problem is like, we learn things, when we're young from people that we respect a great deal. And so I've run into this a lot where somebody learned from their grandpa or from a really good pastor or from, their mom or somebody special, right? And then you say, oh, well, that's not quite right. People get offended by that, and
Yeah.
you hope that they're able to, you know, at least listen, right, to what
Well,
you got to
people,
say.
people even get offended. People even get offended in what's good. Like if you're talking to, like, I've noticed this, like, I'm not saying anybody here or anything, I'm just saying like personal experience. Like if you're talking to someone about, your relationship with the Lord or what he's doing or what he's showing you and stuff like that, like some people would just like try to like take all that away from you and be like, or get mad, get mad that, like it's weird, man. Like,
Yeah, sometimes I think people want it to be hard to get in or something like that. Like only the special people can get in, and they don't want everyone to make it. And I don't understand that kind of thinking.
it's crazy
I mean, I
because
think so.
it's
I mean,
anybody, and like it says, any man. Like, if any man come to me, I will in no likewise cast out. Like, it's not, any man who's not this or any man who's not that or any man who's, this high stature or that low stature. It's like nothing to do with any of that. It's any man, he will not cast out.
yeah, I mean, I just because I start thinking like why would it be some kind of puzzle? Why would it be some kind of riddle that only a few people? Because I was even thinking here at this point, right? Like being awake to the truth, and then like I see like family members that are Christians, been Christians for a while, right? And I'm like they're not awake though. Like, do they have to be awake in order to make it, or like? I was
Yeah,
thinking like, I
that,
was tripping, right? And I'm like, well, maybe
yeah,
not, it's
man.
not everyone's job to know everything. Maybe only
Right.
a certain amount of us can handle that much truth.
Right. And I think we learn that by the grace of God. The grace of God teaches us that, you know, true love, real love is not people who love you back. It's loving those who don't love you. Like,
Right. That was my point of bringing up your your talk today, you know.
yeah.
And I think you guys showed each other love, man. Made some progress.
Yeah, it was nice, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. And I watched a little bit of it, and I think that like more so than being right about what you guys were talking about, being right with each other was important, and it was a good
Most definitely.
example of that.
Yeah.
And so that's all I'll bring up. So. But yeah, man, I'm excited about. There's a couple of different like, of course, here I am again, right? But there's a couple of dates that I'm excited about. It may be, who knows what's gonna happen, but I think that it's gonna be soon. And I think that even if if a person is all millennial or believes that we're on the other side of the millennium, we're all still waiting on the Lord to return, you know, and that's
See, I
something
have
we
no
have in
idea
common.
what that stuff really means, like the millennial and stuff like that. Like I haven't
Okay, so
tried to understand.
like the I would say like the majority view is that we're before the millennial reign of Christ, and that um, that will be 1,000 years on Earth, where Jesus is going to be the King of the world. And so there's some people that believe that that is a actual physical thing that's going to happen. There's some people that believe that it's spiritually taking place right now, and then there's some people that think that that was in our past and God already came back, and we're on the other side right before the day of the Lord. And so,
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree that hasn't happened yet.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. That's what I'm thinking too, because based on a lot of the the celestial signs and stuff, and the things that you can't fake, it
Yeah.
would be difficult to fake that to the Revelation 12 sign in 2017. Because like what people forget is that not this group here, but like what the average person would forget is that the stars up there are from God to us, as like for signs and seasons, right? It's a calendar, it's a timepiece. The sun does days, the moon does weeks, and weeks and months, and the constellations do seasons, right, and years. And so like it's a big timepiece, it's a big calendar. And so we're on these like man-made calendars, and so when people do like astrology, it's like, okay, stay away from that. That's like divining the future a little bit with stars, right? Now that is something we should stay away from, but
Yeah.
it's real though. You know what I mean? And so um to use the stars for what it's actually supposed to be used for is just a calendar for signs and seasons. And so that Revelation 12 sign is important because it would be very hard not saying it can't be faked, but it'd be very difficult to fake that, you know?
Well, can you send me something after the show on that?
Yeah, yeah, I will. I will. And it's a good thing
Cool.
for if I could research that and be able to explain it better, I would love to do that. You know,
Yeah.
I would love to do that. But yes. Alrighty, guys. Well, it's time to hit the old dusty trail. I just wanted to thank everybody for coming out. Um, Thank you, Michael, for coming on.
Yep. No problem.
And so I'll say, praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. All glory to God because he deserves it. Please pray for the children. Pray for anyone being victimized out there. Please pray for each other. And Lord willing, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 a.m.